All right, we're live. Welcome to another Artist Talk edition of Artist Talk. And before I bring my wonderful guest on today, who I am very honored is back, I just want to run through a few things while we're waiting for everybody to arrive. And that is, you can find me on Facebook at Guitarist Streaming 352. Please like and share my content. You could also find me on Twitter at Guitarist Streaming 352, KingWill777. Follow me on Instagram, Guitarist Streaming 352. Plus, I'm on PayPal now. And if you like my content, if you'd like to see my channel grow, please consider my PayPal link. And also, please like and share this video so that together we can reach as many people as possible and inspire creativity. Inspire those that don't have anybody to inspire them. Let's be there for them. And there's some wonderful artists out there in this world. And I really want to inspire them. And I would love it if everybody was part of that. Please subscribe to my channel. If you like my content, smash that bell notification so you don't miss any future content come from me, the dreamer, Will Star, Guitarist Streaming 352. We are now live on YouTube and on my guitar instruction page on Facebook at the same time. And also, I just want to share that, go up here. Artist Talk is now looking for some sponsors. Guitar brands, amp brands, pedal brands, cable brands are welcome. All brands can get in contact with me by emailing me at guitariststreaming352@gmail.com. Hi everyone, today the dreamer, and I am a dreamer. That's okay. I'm hanging with none other than the mighty guitar sensei, Jay Parmar, who is gracious enough and wonderful enough to be my return guest, which I cannot thank Mr. Parmar enough. Guitarist, songwriter, and creator, Spirit Dance Guitarist, folks. He's the creator, the mastermind, the dreamer, the conceiver, and the believer of Spirit Dance Guitars. Down the description box of this show, you can find Jay's link for Spirit Dance Guitars. Check it out. I highly recommend Spirit Dance Guitars. If you like my content, please follow my social links in the description box below. I talked about my PayPal. Share my stream and my links with everyone that you know. So today we can make a positive difference in someone's life. Thank you so very much for joining me. And again, hit that subscribe button and smash that bell notification. Again, so that you don't miss out on any content coming up from Guitarist Streaming 352. You've been beautiful. I am the dreamer. I've been Will. Will always be Will. will star, that is, the Dreamer guitar streaming 352. See you in the next live stream next week. This stream is dedicated to my wonderful, wonderful, wonderful PayPal donors. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A big thank you goes out to Design 39 Media. Eric Broadbent up in Canada, you're a scholar and a gentleman. Thank you so much, Eric, for your kind donation. And also, a very big thank you goes to Dimbola Blade Works in Victoria, Australia. Check out Dimbola. You'll be glad you did, trust me. And now, it is my pleasure and it is my honor to announce my return guest, the very wise, very creative, very wonderful, very gifted, very, very kind, Mr. Jay Parmar. Hi, Jay. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. Thank you. Wonderful, 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 wonderful.
Good.
Iconic guitars.
Yeah.
Iconic guitars. Iconic guitars. Oh, man, no,
Yeah, gotta give Kevin
phenomenal.
a shout out. A big shout out for Kevin because I haven't stopped playing this since I got it. Whenever it was, a month and a half. Whenever it turned up, it's gorgeous. It just everything I wanted in a guitar. So yeah, big shout out for those guys.
Amazing. Amazing, amazing. So, Jay, it looks like a number magically appeared on our comment box. Johnny Bean. Hey, dudes, happy birthday.
Hey, Johnny.
What's going on, Johnny? How's it going? You made a video recently with the Supernatural amp. I missed that.
With which amp?
It was your latest video.
Oh, the red stuff, the Revelator.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a pretty cool.
Yes.
Made by my friend Stefan Huther at Red Stuff. He's literally a genius. Wow. I keep telling him that because everything he builds is just the sound quality of it is just incredible, and that amp was absolutely exceptional. He told me what it was before he sent it to me. He said, "This is my take on the Brown sound." So I was kind of expecting that type of thing, but then when it turned up and I plugged it in, I was like, wow.
He just nailed it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I was like, I want that amp. Oh, I was freaking out, man.
They're available, so drop him a line. He's an incredible builder. He's really, really cool. So, yeah.
Seriously, I was in shock when I listened to that. Speaking of Red Stuff amplification.
Oh,
hey there. Hi, Red Stuff. Long time no hear. How are you doing? I love to have you on the show, Red Stuff. I love your stuff. The Revelator amp. That Revelator amp is bang on. I've heard a lot of brown sound amps in my life, and I'm using right now the Positive Grid Bias Effects 2 Pro that has a Friedman amp on it.
Right.
And that's pretty They nailed it pretty good.
Oh,
They
cool.
did. But I gotta tell you, red stuff amplification. When Jay releases video with your Revelator amp, I was floored. I was floored. I was floored.
There's
That
no, there's nothing like actually plugging into tubes and
the
like
sag,
the
the
volume.
headroom, I was just floored. You nailed it. You not only nailed it, you knocked the ball out of the park on that one. That
Yeah,
was
that's great.
beautiful.
Really, really good sounding amp, and they're built beautifully. It's a work of art. When the thing that doesn't come across on the video is just how beautifully built they are, and it's not something you can easily kind of convey to somebody. Just the tactility of it when it's there in front of you and you're looking at it and you're looking at all the little details and stuff. And I have my 1987 Fat amp here, which is it's the same. It's just
Yeah.
an absolute work of art. So yeah. Shout out for Stefan.
I'm telling you, yes, big shout out to Red Stuff. Big shout out. Check this out, Jay. Nice smile there. That's nice. Thank you, Red Stuff. Thank you, Will. Not, you know what I mean. Every word I say, and I might share something if I may. Jay plays my stuff. It sounds extra cool. Well, that's great. And you're right about that, Red Stuff. So, Red Stuff, I have heard several brown soundish type of circuits and amps, Friedman mods, all that good stuff. But I gotta tell you, there was nothing like putting a 100-watt Marshall head on a power attenuator, cranking the power attenuator up to 220 volts, and turning the gain almost all the way down and cranking the master, diming the master. That's the same thing Eddie Van Halen used to do. And that's where I got my first taste of the brown sound, But then I heard your Revelator amp. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You nailed it. You are gifted. You are blessed, and you are wonderful. Thank you, Red Stuff Amplification. And yes, I really love your gear. I love where you're going with this. So, Jay, tell me what I may have asked you this before, but maybe your answer might have changed. So I'm curious, what's your favorite piece of guitar gear and why?
Yeah, I don't have one favorite piece of gear. Same answer as last time. There's too much good gear to kind of just nail it down to one. I think I have my go-to gear, which is kind of this guitar, my Kypro, which is down here as well, and my Red Stuff 1987, my Tube Screamer, which I love. That little thing, and
gotta have that.
But just there's a ton of gear. I have a Jet City JCA 2022 head now, which is just insane. I'm going to be modding that soon, so that's going to turn into just an absolutely phenomenal amplifier. It's already a phenomenal amplifier. It's just going to be even better. It's going to be a mind-blowing project to do that one. So yeah, that's going to be fun. So yeah, there's no one single piece of gear which I can nail it down to. Maybe my strings. Maybe my Dogal strings. Maybe these guys. That's my favorite piece of gear. There you go. Giving them a shout out today. My endorser's Dougal.
Well, you know,
Let me
there.
pass it to you, actually. What's your favorite piece of gear?
You got me on that one. I right now I'm still really high on the Friedman pedals.
Right.
I'm still that BOD Deluxe I have is pretty amazing. You know, taking that volume and cranking the volume and keeping the gain down to 8:30, 9 o'clock. That's a good rock and roll tone, you know. I that D G A minor D minor picking type of vibe. It's really articulate, and I even found that with my current Friedman pedal is that even though the volume is cranked to really push the pedal, the gain, if I knock the gain up to about 12 o'clock or even 2 or 3 o'clock, it just seems to add to the clarity.
Right. Right.
It makes me scratch my head, you know. I love it. And also, you know, the Dirty Shirley and the Golden Pearl. But
Excellent.
Positive Grid, Vice Effects too.
Uh-huh.
Now, I could give you a list on like 25 guitars, but since I don't have them, I just know the sound in my head
Right.
and I know how to get it. Well, I think I do.
Hey,
I'll find out I really don't.
we can only have we can only ever have one guitar in our hands anyway. So, as long as you're happy with what you have, that I think that's the most important thing about kind of about gear. Gear kind of like it, you acquire it over time. But I remember when I started out, I had one guitar, didn't have an amp, made it work, and for years I had like one or two guitars. I remember I think for the first 10 years of my playing, I just had the one guitar. Then I got another one. So, you can do everything on one guitar. You just got to be happy with it. Even now I've got a ton of guitars around me, but I can only ever play one at a time.
Yeah.
So, but it's cool.
Well, do you feel like, Jay, do you feel like that with all the pieces of art that you're surrounded with, do you feel like each guitar has its own different spirit?
It has its own vibe. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they have their own life. They give you, I guess, what you need from them. My guitars are a little bit different because I kind of, which is why I started Spirit Dance Guitars. There's a kind of spiritual side to it, which is a little bit different from just picking up a guitar and, yeah, it's a guitar, it's a piece of wood. So, there's an essence to every single one of them. And, they're, the guitars I've had over time, they've been there for a reason at that time. And, last couple of years, I've had my go-to guitars change. I predominantly play a couple of guitars for a very specific reason, and they just work for me. Which has been lovely to kind of come to. It's nice. I still have all of these access to all of these, but there's like those two or three guitars which get played most of the time. So yeah, I guess so. Yeah, they all have their own spirit, their own soul. They give us what they need.
What's your favorite kind of scale to play, like what's the scale that you find like dissecting, maybe taking like
Mhm.
2 notes out of it or 3 notes out of it, and
I don't think like that, Will. Lots of people ask me that. What's your favorite scale? What's your favorite? It's like gear. I don't have a single favorite. I like to kind of have access to everything, and then kind of depending on where the music's taking me, I'll use whatever's needed for the music. So yeah, no single scale.
I hear you. I think after, well, I know I'm only going to speak for myself here, but um, I think that after like 5 or 10 years, and you understand you understand the basics, I think it all. I know in my mind it all starts to get kind of convoluted, and it's a lot of information packed in the same space. That I don't remember everything, and
Right.
I don't. But yet, when I pick Rosie up and this riff will just, come to me
Right.
and start playing little bits and pieces will pop out.
Hmm.
And, and all of a sudden, that's what I find kind of this stage in the game for me. That's what I found works best. There's so many people, so many wonderful, wonderful creative artists out there that are so well versed in modes and keys
Oh
and,
yeah, absolutely.
and
Yeah.
everything, and can just rattle stuff off. Bam, 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 bam. I can't
Mhm.
do that.
Yeah, same here. I have a knowledge because I teach, but when I'm playing, I'm not necessarily thinking about kind of notes, scales, I'm just thinking about a vibe. And it's one of the ways I teach people to solo, because I get asked that question quite a lot. What's my methodology to actually do all of this? And it literally is going along with what feel do I want to create today? What does this song kind of, where's it taking me? You know, how do I feel about it? Is it kind of like a really punchy song? Is it kind of soft and moody? So I that's my starting point, and then I basically pick the notes and sounds and phrases which actually convey that. You know, because that's what music is, right? We're just conveying what we're feeling. Hopefully, hopefully that's happening. Hopefully not lost in translation.
Have you ever considered yourself much of a slide player or a wah player, or ever dabble with the theremin or a talk box?
I've used all of those bits and pieces at various times. Not really a slide player. It's an I have a slide back there somewhere actually on my actually it's on my floor. I think I saw it earlier. Yeah, it's right here. I have one, but
There you go.
for ages. Um, I've used that. I've used a talk box. Actually, I used a talk box on the Ranium album. On one of the songs, there's a part on one of the songs where it was it was a strange experience using a talk box with a pipe in your mouth and kind of trying to play. That was a bit crazy. I like using wah though. I don't use it very often, but oh, excuse me. But I do like using wah as well. But rather than just the wah wah effect, I kind of like using it as like a filter sweep. So kind of putting it into a position and then kind of playing and then changing the position so the tone changes of the
Yeah.
guitar. And that's there's a song on my album Circle of Fire called "You're Not Alone," where if anyone's got that album or if they pick it up, they'll hear the wah pedal on there, and it's my Morley Dragon wah, and they'll hear it on there, and they'll hear how I'm modulating the pitch or the actual wah effect, in order to kind of just get these different harmonics, different tones, and stuff like that. So yeah, various times I've kind of played around with them, and sometimes I pull out the pedals, and it's kind of I'll need it for something specific, and it's great using. Yeah.
Well, that Morley Dragon one, I'm still torn in between that, the Morley Dragon, because I have one also.
Cool.
I have the orange one.
Okay, I have the number 2, the red one.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Which one is... Well,
So
I have...
number 1 version. Number 2, I think they introduced a couple of extra things on there, like a latching switch and the wow and wah difference.
That's the one I have.
Oh, okay, cool. Right.
That's it.
Right.
I'm getting them confused. I have that one, and I have the Friedman No More Tears wah.
Oh, cool.
And I'm still like, which one do I like the best? Because they're both phenomenal. So I'm having a hard time. That's going to probably end up being a flip of a coin, I think.
You don't need to have a favorite. You just use the one you feel like using that day, right? Going back to my point about gear, I don't have a favorite piece of gear. I have, even if I had like 3 different wahs here, they'd all be my favorite, because they'll inevitably, what I try and do is my gear will do something a little bit different. So each one will have its own tone. So, the Dragon wah might sound great on something, or one of the other wahs might actually have a different tone, so. Yeah, there you go. There's your get out of jail free card. They're both your favorite. Depending on what you're going to use it for, right?
It's you're so right about that. So tell me, Jay, have you before I get to the question viewer question I do have for you? Well, no, let's get that going now. This question is from Mike Lawless.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to ask you, what is your favorite guitar and amp to play through, and why?
I guess I don't have a single favorite, like I said about gear, but right now, if I was to pick a couple of pieces of gear, which I love playing this one, my Iconic. Love playing my Spirit Dance up there, which is this way. That one. Been playing that one a lot, and also my Kypro, which is here as well. So they're my kind of 3 guitars which I'm pretty consistently playing every day right now. And then amp-wise, it's my Red Stuff 1987 Fat. That's plugged in most of it. When I'm recording and stuff, a lot of the time I'll go to that, and that's been great. I'm loving my Jet City as well at the moment, though, because I've just put some new valves in there, some new tubes, and it's sounding absolutely amazing. And then like I said, I'm going to mod that as well, so that's going to be kind of something I do with. I'll be sharing the YouTube videos at some stage once I get around to doing the actual work. But yeah, all of that stuff is like, if I need to record something in the studio right now, let's say I needed to do something tomorrow morning, I'd probably come in, pick up either this one or that one, plug into the 1987 Fat, and that's it. I'm set. I'm in tone heaven. So yeah, there you go. They're my favorite pieces of gear, I guess. This week. Oh, Tube Screamer as well. My Tube Screamer. I like my Tube Screamers as well.
Yes. Well, Jay, really, I going back to red stuff amplification. I was so the Revelator got me.
Hmm. Yeah.
I That's the one that just took me captive. I just got me and just got a hold of me because that tone and that it's so organic and it's so just articulate.
Hmm.
I
Yep.
don't know how I don't know how he does it. The gut your red stuff amplification is definitely a something I would call a visionary artist.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I gosh,
Yeah, it's just his. The thing about Stefan is he's got the technical ability, but also the artistic flair, and coupled with that, he's got fantastic ears. His ability to dial in tone is incredible. You know, it really, really is. Every piece of gear I've tried, which he's made, has looked beautiful. It's felt beautiful. It's been quite innovative in how he's approached it, and then you know you plug it in and then you're just like, wow, really? So it's a complete package. It's just really good. So yeah.
well, you're familiar, Jay. I could have said it better myself. And you're right with everything that you say. You hit the nail on the head. Red stuff is just absolutely, especially the Revelator.
Hmm.
That amp, I can't say enough good things about it. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
I, I he Friedman better get busy because he's got the B100 Deluxe. That's gnarly beast. I've never played through it, but I've heard it.
Hmm.
Um, this red stuff Revelator. Oh, right now I am I am putting together a pedal board
Hmm.
for live to take out on the street, run off of a gas generator, and do like a one man show thing. Anything so I can get back out there. Anything so I could maybe meet other musicians and start playing with. And
Cool.
I'll know what else to do. It's driving me crazy. So um, I've been looking into how can I make a pedal board that would be used for direct out only, so I don't have to worry about any speaker cabinets, so I don't have to worry about anything like that. I've been taking a hard look at the two notes um, torpedo cab end pedal.
Oh yeah, that that's a great little pedal. I played at NAMM actually in January. It's just having that, and then a drive pedal or something. You can actually kind of just DI it and get a great sound. So and it's so portable. I think that's been one of the great things about recent years, the portability of gear, really good sounding gear, has just increased. Um, we're getting older. We don't want to lug around like 70 pounds or 100 pounds worth of amplifier. I've heard that from a lot of people. We love our stacks and half stacks, and in fact, my friend Jeff Goebel, shout out for Jeff actually, go and check out his channel, Final Resonance TV. He put out a video a couple of days ago about whether the stack is dead, because a lot of amp companies are actually building smaller amplifiers and stuff, and they're not, just having like 100-watt stack is it's a little bit impractical because of how loud, just incredibly loud they are, and lots of venues are basically kind of demanding that volume levels come down and stuff for various reasons. But it was really interesting reading it and kind of thinking about it and thinking, you know what, I still love playing through like, you know, an amp and 412 cab as much as I love my direct sound and everything. There's just something about when you're standing in front of, like, you know, an amp and a cab, and it's
Yeah.
shifting air, you know. It's great. But, you know, the practicality kind of kicks in and you think, you know what, do I want to be kind of lugging that gear around? And, you know, if you can get the tone without the weight, that's a good thing, man. That's definitely a good thing.
You know, absolutely. I think the reason why I brought up the two notes pedal that I'm looking at right now on
Mhm.
record is because when I heard you play the Red Stuff amplification Revelator, I could just hear that going into like the two notes captor
Right,
to load the signal down, and then run that into the two notes to torpedo cab.
right.
I can hear that. I can hear that. I I I can hear that. I think that's something. Um,
It's a more convenient way to record, definitely. I mean, I actually have um, an, uh, an isolation booth at my studio. So I have another room here where I can lock away an amplifier and kind of crank it and record through a microphone, which I do sometimes. I've started to do it again. Um, but you know what? You can get a fantastic sound going direct as well. So, so it's a good way to do it, especially if you're kind of, you know, if you don't have a soundproof booth, which is, you know, gonna enclose all that sound and volume, you know. So it's a great way to go.
well, the one of the things that I think really did me got my attention about the two notes torpedo cab M is the fact that it has a power option to actually have a various different kind of power amps.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it has that emulation built in. It's quite similar to the Tunos software, the Wall of Sound software, where you can kind of you can dial in a power amp section and have that actually working as well as the cabs and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a really good little unit. I think you can. I can't remember if you can do dual cabs. I think you can on that, the cab M. Yeah, been a few months since I played one, so but it was fantastic. You know, it was a great little box. Yeah, and they always make stylish gear as well, so it always looks nice and it feels good. You know, it was really really well built piece of gear.
Well, there and you're right about that one too. Harmony over in chat room says hi Will, hi Jay.
Hey, Harmony.
Sonya said Jay. Hey, did you name your guitars?
Just my Spirit Dance guitars. They get names because I build them around a theme. So my guitar here's uh, Medicine Crow because it has Medicine Crow on it. Wolf Spirit guitar, which I have my Chapman, which is the ML1 Hanuman because it has Hanuman drawn on it. The one I built for somebody who lives in Michigan, actually, that one was
Yeah.
named the White Buffalo because of the artwork and just the theme around it and stuff. And then I built one earlier this year, which was called the Sundance, which was it was all carved and stuff. There are pictures of it on my Facebook page, which there'll be a whole video series about the build making of that one at some stage, which I need to get on with. I need to edit that video. So those ones get named. The other ones, no, they don't get named.
Yeah.
Spirit dances are special, so that they get names. Maybe you guys can help me name my guitars. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Hey, that's a great idea, Jay. Hey, everybody in the chat room,
There you
take
go.
a look behind Jay
There you
Parmar.
go. Name this guitar.
Right there. Start with the iconic jewel right there. Start with that iconic guitar, everybody. Give Jay's guitars a name. Mine already has a name. Sorry.
No worries, man. That's cool.
but give Jay give Jay's guitars a name. I know I would love to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it. You know, but I just go. This is the Evolution S, so I just call it the Evo S. You know, so I'm sure there are better names out there.
Well, Harmony says hi, Sonia. Sonia says hi, Johnny Bean. Harmony. Will and Jay. Thank you,
Hey, Sonny.
Sonia. Oh wow, Shay gave the two notes. Gave the two notes a good review. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm sold on that. It's only a matter of time now. Everybody brags on him. Well, yeah, I could see why. Sonia also says I just love feeling the vibration in my bones when I play loud and proud. I give up. That's
Totally.
perfect.
I'm with Sonia on this one. Absolutely. There's nothing like having that really loud amp and kind of just, yeah, it's great. It's a fantastic feeling.
Mason. Absolutely, you're amazing, Sonia. There we go, Harmony. Yeah. Looks like the guitar might be named the regulator. The regulator for for your iconic, Jay. The regulator. Well, you never know,
Yeah,
huh?
you never know. Absolutely.
You never know what's gonna happen. It's all good. It's all good. Oh, by the way, Harmony, the you left me a comment on my channel about my new trailer, and thank you. That was very very kind. I'll have to definitely reply to you on that one. I try to reply to everybody. At least comments. Hey, Pooh Ninja is here. Loud is fun. Hence,
Yep.
why.
Completely.
No, there you go. You know the even like being in a band and playing a park gig, playing like at a at a park, could probably get away with like 1 4 12
Yeah, absolutely.
if you're lucky. Um, the one good thing that I love is that with a head and with a cabinet, the sound goes straight out at your feet and it goes straight up in the air.
Right.
But like for bars and stuff, that's why I want to build a direct out pedal board, just something I can plug into, run out to whatever mixer the venue or the has. I need to get a mixer. Can you recommend a mixer, a good
Off the top of my head, no.
6-channel mixer?
I don't keep up with that tech anymore. But mixers are kind of. I have a little mixer in my studio, which just kind of routes the signals from my various sound cards to my speakers. But it's not a high end mixer or anything. So that's one for the tech guys, I guess, the audio tech guys.
Well, I'm just piecing everything together in my head, Jay, and just You know, like I said, trying to dot all my I's and cross all my T's.
Absolutely.
One day at a time. So, what inspired you? I have a question.
Oh, go for it.
Thank you, Jay. Jay Parmar, what inspires you about George Lynch?
I've always just loved his playing style. You know, it's been that little bit different from the other guys who are out there. You know, it was just something about the sound he got, the pinch harmonics, just his approach, and you know, it's that slightly aggressive nature of you know how he plays as well. Let me just turn my amp down. You know, that kind of the flat fifth thing. You know, kind of. All of that stuff is this kind of trilly little, but it's fast and furious and just has this kind of awesome vibe. And then he throws in kind of exotic stuff. All of that type of stuff.
Okay.
So it's inspired my style a lot. You know, there's plenty of Jay Parmar in there, but you know, plenty of George Lynch as well. So yeah, it's all those little elements. You know, just how he plays and his note choice and stuff. Always kind of looking for the outside note. You know, he's not afraid to kind of do some of that. And make it sound like it's a, you know, not within a scale or anything like that. You know, it's slightly outside, but it still works. He makes it work. So, you know, which is the genius thing about him. So, yeah.
Well, I gotta tell you, I know personally speaking that probably the thing about George Lynch, I know for myself, that really got my attention was Sacred Groove.
Oh, cool.
Sacred Groove. I mean, all the music on there is just mind blowing. But that last song on Sacred Groove,
Tierra del Fuego.
yes,
Right.
that my ears, that's definitive Lynch right there.
For me, it was Wicked Sensation. That was the biggest influence on my
Oh
career. Just a great album. One more time.
Oh yeah. There's
That's the one. Yeah, that's probably the biggest influence on my playing. That and Back for the Attack. You know, Back for the Attack was just phenomenal as well. You know. Great album. So many good songs on that album, you know. From the moment it starts off. And then ending with, I think Dream Warriors is the last song on that, right? Just a wonderful album, you know. So I'm glad that was my grounding for learning to play, because, you know,
It just
inspired me a lot.
it makes you just like, yeah, you know.
Yeah, he was just that, you know, he just had that that something about his playing. That's what it was. So, yeah. Hope that answers the question. Name it in 5 tunes.
You have to excuse me, Jay. I kind of dry mouth. So, Jay, what amp are you using right this current second?
I'm just plugged into my Marshall Code 25. It's just a digital amp, so yeah, it's the one that I use for teaching and stuff, and just noodling around and stuff. So, yeah, you're hearing the code in the background.
Is that where you're getting the delay and reverb from?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it's all built into this,
Marshall, huh?
Yeah, it's just it's a really convenient amp just to switch on and plug into, and then it's got my delay, reverb, and stuff like that all kind of programmed in, and then I can just go ahead and do my thing, you know, so without having to switch on pedals and etc. Yeah. So for convenience, it's awesome.
I'm gonna have to look into that. That for a second, for a brief second, I thought you were using your Revelator.
The Revelator's back with Stefan, actually. It's no longer in the studio. It's back home in Germany. But no, it's just my Code 25.
That's cool. Sounds great. It had me thinking it was
Revelator. It's a fantastic amp, you know. It has a really great vibe and just good sound and stuff. Yeah, it does everything I need it to. So, yeah.
Well, cool. The Revelator really strikes me as an amp to have to just plug straight into.
Yeah. It's the core tone of any amplifier is really, really important. If that's good, then you don't necessarily need anything else to plug into it. You know, you can get away with not having reverb delays and things like that, because the tone is just beautiful. You know, there's a handful of amps which I've played in my time which have been like that. You know, where you just plug in and you're just like, wow, okay, don't need to plug anything else into there. You know, the Frog amps, you know, which I played a couple of years ago now. They were like that as well. You know, you just plug a cable into it, and that's it. That's all you need. Then it's like, oh yeah, I haven't got delay on this right now. Yeah, let me plug in a delay, and then it sounds even better. So you know, it was one of those amps, you know. So yeah, it's cool, man.
Can you imagine running an Echoplex style pedal into the front of the Revelator preamp.
I do. I did actually. What did I have the? No, I didn't actually. I didn't get a chance. I have a Catlin bred Bell Epoch, which
Yeah,
is the EP3, the Echoplex pedal, and it sounds fantastic. I actually run it through the loop on my Jet City now, and it sounds fantastic. It's just a really really great delay pedal. You know, in fact, a friend of mine heard it, and he just heard a clip of me playing it. He was like, he called me up, and he was like, "What was that?" And then he was like, "I hate you because now I have to get one." But it just sounds incredible. It's like beautiful, beautiful sounding pedal. So yeah,
I know that with like one of those one knob, like I have the TC Electronics Echo Brain, the
right,
big tank pedals. I have
right,
one of those, and
awesome.
I'm looking for an amp that, because like with my Boss Katana, I don't really need anything.
Yeah,
It's got everything.
yeah.
Um, I just have to be able to access it. But with a straight tube amp like the Revelator, um, I I just think that Eddie Eddie Van Halen, EVH himself, he came up with a real cool idea of taking an Echoplex and running it straight into the front of his Marshalls. And just something about that,
It
you
was
know.
the preamp on the Echoplexes which actually did it. In fact, Jimmy Page was doing it many years before even Eddie Van Halen was doing it.
Yes,
Is the Marshall Plexis didn't have an effects loop in them, so you had to run effects into the front end. Now, because of the way the Echoplex is made, it had a preamp in it in order to amplify the signal, uh, the signal off the delay. But you could actually, some guys actually turned off the delay and they basically just used it as a boost into the amp. So it boosted the front end of the amp, and it also tone shaped it a little bit. It doesn't add a ton of gain or anything. It's just a very very subtle slight boost. Um, and that basically kind of drove the amp a little bit more. And then obviously, when you run delay into the front end of an amp, you've got to be a little bit careful about how you use that and how much of a mix you have on it. It's not like a regular delay pedal where you can have like a 30% mix on it or anything like that, because then the notes start to collide into each other, and then
yeah.
it gets pretty noisy and stuff. But yeah, they sound great. Pretty impractical to use, but well, nowadays, anyways. But fantastic units. Really really cool units.
Well, the talking about like echoes,
Hmm.
I found like with the positive grid bias effects too, pull up the Friedman app and then cascade it with build a stereo rig, a dual rig,
Hmm.
and put like a Marshall JC8, a JCM,
Right.
or a Marshall JMP, and on the other side of that, and then take in like a echo or like a delay, and putting that in the front of both amps, putting a chorus in the effects loops of both amps,
Hmm.
and putting a verb after the chorus. And conventionally, I suppose, I mean, there's no real written rules to this thing. If it sounds good, it's good. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
If you enjoy it, then that's what's what matters most.
But I gotta tell you, running a chorus in the effects loop of both amps,
Mhm.
running a reverb, a hall reverb after that with the mix down at about 9 o'clock
Mhm.
and the delay going into the front of both amps, with the mix down about 8:30, 9 o'clock, just to give a little accent, kind of a faded repeat going into both amps. I found I had this giant wall of sound coming out of my computer. I was like,
Great. Awesome.
how am I going to replicate this live if I record with this? So,
But you know, live you don't necessarily need to replicate the exact sound, because a lot gets lost in translation unless you're playing in a really big venue, you know, where you can have like a stereo rig and things like that. Often you don't need it because it doesn't translate anyway, you know. So just a good amp with a good sound and just a delay pedal and the other effects you use, that's always a good starting point. So you know, when I play out anywhere, if I kind of like, if I go to NAM and I'm playing for somebody, I don't take my full kind of complement of pedals or anything with me. It's literally just, you know, do I have a delay pedal? Yeah, I can throw that into the loop of an amp. Great, okay, that's going to give me my sound, you know.
well, that's great advice, Jay. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
The just to run through the chat real quick, I just want to say hi before we end today. Let's see here. Okay. Harmony says hi, Pooh Ninja. Pooh Ninja says, hey, everybody's. Sonia says, oh, Behringer had just put out a real nice firmware update for their X32 mixers. Thank you,
Oh, cool.
Sonia. I'll check that out. Pooh Ninja says, NEVE makes a nice board, but I can only afford a cheap mix. You know, it's what it is. Make it work.
Neves are expensive.
So Jay, add the spices. Pooh Ninja says.
Oh, there you go. There's some spice
Beautiful.
for you.
There you go, Pooh. That's just for you, Pooh Ninja. Sonia says, I just have the Behringer Xenix X1832 USB. It's about 3 years old. Feels like it feeds into my 5K WPA system. That's cool. Pooh Ninja says, Sony, that's why I like my Pod HD. It gives me all the power FOH can provide. Yeah, line 6 stuff. I'm a big believer in line 6 equipment. I used to have a Pod H500, Spider 4, uh, then the Pod X2 that came out before the Pod HD 500, and I never quite got past the Pod HD 500 before I found myself dabbling with something different. But just because technology is always evolving. Sonia says, I'll see you later. Well, thanks for hanging out with me and Jay today, Sonia. Thank you as always. Johnny Bean, hey there, Sonia. Sonia's gone, John. Pooh Ninja. So sorry, autocorrect. Harmony says, heck yeah. Johnny Bean, rock on. Rock on, Johnny. That's awesome, Pooh Ninja. Hey, Sonia. Hi, Johnny Bean. Harmony said, Mr. Bean, make the scene. Hey, that's a good thought. Thank you, Pooh Ninja. Harmony, Pooh Ninja, yo. Sonia, those PARHD have a super great reputation. Well, they're great. They're great sounding, and quite frankly, I regret not having mine anymore. Wish I still have it. I can use it now. Sonia, later, Sonia. Question: what is Jay Pooh Ninja is asking? Question: what is Jay's most useful piece of gear? Useful.
Most useful guitar tuner by far.
Never get home without it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Never, ever leave home without it.
Doesn't matter how many of these you have to have one of these.
Don't leave home without it. I'm telling you, man. Don't do it. I did that once and I'll never do it again. Cool. Right on, Jen. Pooh Ninja, I'm not too sure what those squares mean, but thank you, Pooh Ninja. Well, folks, don't leave home without your tuners.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Moral of the story: don't leave home without your
Moral
tuner.
of the story.
And if you can, take a tube screw with you as well.
Polytune, TC
Yeah.
Electronics.
The two pieces of gear you need.
Don't do it. Put this in your purse. Put this on your belt. Put this, attach it to your wallet. Attach it to your keychain. Whatever it takes.
One of the
Do
things
not leave home without it.
my buddy Kyo Brown actually put me onto these, which are made by Fender, and
Oh yeah,
it's a tiny little tuner. They're really, really cool. And it's literally kind of, I love these things actually. I need to put it on this guitar because it literally kind of, it's so inconspicuous. It's tiny. And I kind of, love this one, but this one's just, yeah. It's super.
check it out. So it's made by Fender?
Yeah. It's just a tiny, tiny little thing like that.
I'll look
I think it's called the Bullet Tuner or something like that. So, yeah. There you go. It can live on the Iconic now.
Thank you, Jay. That's beautiful. I'll definitely have to look into that one. Tuners are essential. Hey, Pooh Ninja, you get it. That's cool.
Yeah, totally. I'm with you, man.
Gotta have it. Gotta have it. Oh my gosh. Gotta have it.
Yep.
So important. Well, folks, I'm afraid that we are out of time today. It has been my honor, my pleasure. Mr. Jay Parmar, thank you.
Thank you for having me on here.
Coming back, and I hope to see you again. And next time you come back, I would love to hear about the music that you're putting out.
Oh yeah, I should mention Ranium. We have a new
Yes,
CD.
yes.
Yeah, so head over to my channel to watch the video, Sounds of Berlin. And we released the album, which is available now for purchase. And it's awesome. It was such a pleasure playing on this and doing the video. And, I was audio consultant for Rainer, who put the whole thing together. Michael Voss singing on it, who's awesome. Michael basically kind of records guys like Michael Schenker.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it was just a wonderful, wonderful album to work on. And we've got a fantastic video, so go get this. It's an awesome album, and we have signed copies on our store now, so you can even purchase a signed copy.
Did you record that and record and engineer and mix everything in Germany?
No, I actually did the solos on the album. So Reiner basically, he did actually go to Michael's studio, Michael Voss's studio, and he and Michael Voss basically recorded everything.
Wow.
Michael did the vocals and all of the production, mixing, etc. Um, and then Reiner had asked me to do the solos on the album, so I play most of the solos. Michael Voss actually plays one of the solos on the album as well, which is a fantastic solo on a song called Gypsy, I believe. That's Michael's solo. So it was a wonderful experience doing it and stuff. So, but I did fly out to Berlin to shoot the music video with the guys, which was fantastic. It was such a great day, being there and just doing that. And, yeah, it's out there. So go and check it out. Ranium's like out there. Ranium. You want to buy it? Yeah.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Yeah, everybody, links are in the description box below. Check it out. Check it out. Any other questions that you might have for my esteemed, wonderful guest, Mr. Jay Parmar, please look him up on Facebook, shoot him a private message, and ask away. And likewise, if you have any questions for yours truly, the Dreamer, please leave a comment in the comment section of this show, of this video, and of this live video, or you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or hit me up on Facebook. I'll get the message if you send me a private message. I check that actually quite a bit every day. Or shoot me an email at guitarstreaming352. Welcome to the family of dreamers. Welcome to the brotherhood of inspiration. And welcome to the life of a content creator. Thank you, Jay. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Really appreciate it, dude.
Thank you so much, Jay. And I look forward, when time permits, I look forward to seeing you back.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Well, everybody, you've been beautiful. Everybody in the comment section. Boy, the comment box is blown. Cutter Savage, are you kidding me, dude? Wow. Hey there, great stuff. Keep rocking, Jay.
Thanks, man.
Right on, Cutter. Thank you. I haven't heard from you for a while, man. Thanks for popping in. Thank you so much, Cutter. Rock on, bro. Stay in touch, Cutter. I'd love to have you on the show. Again, Jay, thank you. Let's try this again. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome, dude.
And I will be right with you. And on that note, any more comments? Don't leave home without your tuners. Remember that. Rock on. Stay inspired. We love you. We thank you. We appreciate you for your time, everyone. Thank you, everybody.